This is the 2004 piece Pistis Sophia by Paul Laffoley. This is not your regular visual artist. This is a guy who states he was abducted by UFOs and had a chip put in his brain. And by the time you're done this video, you might believe that. He creates huge oil paintings that have no relation to conventional art history or current art trends. I'll show you more of his art and tell you his story today. Paul Laffoley was born August 14th, 1935 in Cambridge, Massachusetts. He said his first spoken word was Constantinople at the age of 6 months, and then he didn't speak again until he was 4. As a kid, he was diagnosed with Asperger's, and he grew up obsessed with UFOs. He said he watched the movie The Day the Earth Stood Still 873 times. And for this reason, he wanted to become an architect so he could design flying saucers. He eventually studied classics, philosophy, and art history at Brown University. During this time, a psychiatrist put him through 8 electroshock treatments to snap him out of a catatonic state. He still managed to graduate from Brown with honors and go on to the Harvard Graduate School of Design to study architecture. But he got kicked out within the year for not sticking to the lessons and being a little too abstract. In the mid-1960s, he lived rent-free in Andy Warhol's studio in exchange for watching television from 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. each night. And not even actual TV, just test patterns, because Warhol was obsessed with what TV did to the brain. And he made him stare at the Indian head test pattern all night and then report back. Watching those geometric patterns for hours is what pushed him to the Mandela-style paintings that he'd later become famous for. He eventually got his own studio in Boston that he called the Boston Visionary Cell, and he lived there for almost 4 decades. Which was crazy because it was just a tiny utility room that wasn't residential and illegal to live in. But he didn't care. He lived alone, slept on the floor, and worked obsessively on his giant paintings. He called them structured singularities. They have symbols, geometry, text, metaphysics, alchemy, time travel, all on one canvas, and they took up to 3 years to complete. And he's always claimed that the visions came from within. No drugs ever, just dreams, trance states, and deep focus. Decades after being kicked out from Harvard, he did become a licensed architect at 50 years old, but he never worked conventionally. Instead, he used architecture as a place to explore cosmic and spiritual ideas, and he did it all through painting. In the early 90s, he received a CAT scan, and doctors found a small metal object near his pineal gland. He believed it was an extraterrestrial device that aliens had implanted in him, and that it was the main motivation behind his ideas. 2001, he had a serious fall in his studio combined with diabetes complications, and his right leg had to be amputated. He had a prosthetic leg made for him that was shaped like a lion's paw. On November 16, 2015, Paul Laffoley died at the age of 80. When they cleaned out his studio, they found over 120 handwritten journals filled with theories about cosmic dimensions, meta-energy, utopia, alchemy, time travel, and more, allowing us to continue to explore his brain even after his death. But did he really die? Or did the aliens just come back for him?